In today's video, I'm going to share some comments from this interesting YouTube video. This person has a lot of subscribers. This video got a lot of hits and looks like your average female. And what do you know? I'm genetically male. And more than anything, this is just, it's proof that where transvestigation led many of us was to the truth, and that's going to be revealed in the comment section here in a second of this video. And I guess I'll just walk through that. So first, learning about transvestigation, it's like Michelle Obama is a dude, and some of this stuff gets, the real truth of it ends up being so convoluted because it's like, but is Michelle Obama actually a free martin living as a woman? But you know, cross that bridge when you get there. So in the beginning, it was like watching the weird computer voice videos of Michelle Obama's shoulder width is 3 times the thing of her head. And then eventually figuring out, oh, it's all of them. Oh, like all famous people are inverted. And all famous women are actually dudes. And of course, again, the truth, you could split hairs, you're going to have some differences, like, is Jamie Lee Curtis a hermaphrodite? How many of them have Swyer syndrome? How many of them have androgen insensitivity syndrome? And these things are very often gatekept. And so it's interesting when something like this video comes out, because I try to talk about Swyer syndrome and androgen insensitivity syndrome. Is that what it is? There's a couple different intersex conditions that will produce somebody who's biologically, genetically male, but they have female genitals. And so it's not always the same way. And actually, yeah, somebody had told me about Swyer syndrome at some point, way back in the Discord days. And I assume it's because the person who told me had it and they knew about it. Anyways, this is a secret among a certain class. Let's get into the comments, because that'll probably tell me more to say. There may be a young intersex person that feels scared and alone just like you did, and they might find this video and feel a little less lonely. Thank you for sharing this. There are many people who are intersex that they don't know about the big club. They don't know the whole story. They don't know Orange 33. They don't know that all famous people are switched in some way or another. And it probably does feel very lonely for them, and they might just think, oh, I have this condition. And really what it is they weren't in the cool kids club who learned that all your peers also have that condition. All the cool girls have this condition. They're just not told that. And so they live their life thinking, oh, I have this rare thing. And the truth is, it's not rare. That's the truth. It's not rare. It's very not rare. And free martins are just totally gatekept, and they pretend free martins are the only male. I mean, you can tell that's the thing too, is that you can start to tell that these different women, you can tell that they're very different than the boys. The popular girls are different than the popular boys. It's not like they're a feminized version of that. They're something different. And that's like the final, I guess I never finished the thought of how the transvestigation logic takes you. If you don't get stuck at the celebrity thing, you'll eventually realize, hey, these people are all around me. And then the final thing is intersex conditions. And I think since then, I haven't really had any grand revelations about transvestigation. I think that's it. Intersex conditions are a eugenics endgame thing that society has built up. Just read not 1984, but the other one, Brave New World, talks about this stuff, you know, with some spins on it so that it's not too obvious, I guess. Here's the comment though. Look at this. 5,000 likes. And it's so interesting because you'll catch so much flack in certain situations for saying this very thing. But because it's in this video, I guess it's allowed. I don't know. I just know that oftentimes my accounts will be banned or whatever if I try to talk about this stuff plainly. But here you go. In the comment section, more people are intersex than you'd know. Thanks for sharing. 5,000 likes on that. compared to the 256, which was a really nice, caring comment. There were a lot of intersex people clicking the thumbs up on that because they know the secret. They know that it's way more common than most people would think. Here is a really sad thing, and this probably is part of the reason why the club is so secret, is because cases like this exist, but it's probably a Free Martin freaking out on this person. And if everybody just knew the truth, I don't think that this would necessarily be a problem. But yeah, I mean, I think this is part of when people talk about like fear of being found out as transgender. I think that there is some truth to that, and that some people do get unhinged about this stuff. I mean, I don't feel amazing knowing that somebody dated me who had Swyer syndrome and didn't disclose that information to me. I'm not going to get physical about it, but anyways, a really sad comment. I found out that I had a male testicle instead of an ovary when my husband and I were in a doctor's office while we were trying to get pregnant. I think many might not realize until way later in life if they're not part of the club. And most Free Martins live and die without ever knowing about it. My husband had a worse problem with it than I had. He left me that day and threatened to kill me. I had to call the police. He went to jail that day, and I moved to Alaska to get away from him. I lived off the grid, whatever, So happy you decided to talk about this. It's crazy how many intersex people don't even find out they're intersex until later in life. So sorry for how you were treated by some interviewers and tabloids. A lot of people don't want the secret out, and that's why I would imagine they're getting flack. A lot of people are, they will just, it's one of those denial things, and they're very loud about denying and saying over and over again, if you try to bring this up, there will be people that come out and say, it's 0.001% of people are intersex, and they just keep screaming at you. It's so rare. It's super rare. It doesn't exist. There's no people out there. And a lot of times the loudest people, there's a reason. It hits close to home to them, and they have lived their whole life being shh about it. And they've created the society where they're shh about it, and they pretend it's so rare. I'm just going to end talking about this book that was really, really famous. This seems like yesterday, but I guess 2002? I don't know. I remember seeing this book all over the place. And Middlesex, a Pulitzer Prize winning novel. It looks like a lot of orange going on. It's a lot of orange in the design, the book design. Middlesex, huh? Jeffrey, and this guy's name, this person's name, Jeffrey Eugenides. I don't know if that's pronouncing it right, but eugenics is like in the name, basically. And I don't know what the point of this, just that it's a thing that a lot of people relate to and know about. There's a reason why androgyny is pushed as the pinnacle of beauty, and this is it. This is the secret club. It's based around this intersex thing and around people being opposite genders, and sometimes you're dealing with a dude in a dress who tucks. Sometimes you're dealing with Swyer syndrome. Sometimes you're dealing with androgen insensitivity syndrome. Sometimes you're dealing with FTM. Sometimes you're dealing with Free Martins. It's a mixed up, muddled up, shook up world, and very rarely there's non-Free Martin men around. That's the unicorn these days. And yeah, this whole thing is just very, very strange. The author decided to write Middlesex after reading the 1980 memoir Herculean Barbane and finding himself dissatisfied with the discussion of intersex anatomy and emotions. So what makes this guy an expert on intersex anatomy and emotions? It's almost like learning about intersex anatomy is like a secret thing. Like learning skulls and bones might be some sort of secret club out there, and how it's important. Interesting. Why would this guy know, though? That's my main takeaway from this. You'll see the last slide. It's very strange to me. It won all sorts of medals because people are all about this stuff. This is the secret club. Has to do with this. So they love to, illuminate this type of thing. Of course, it'll get famous. So what inspired this guy to write this? he read a memoir of somebody who's intersex and he said, that wasn't good enough. I can do it better. Well, what makes you the expert? But then it even talks about how the author's not intersex. And that's just classic free martin gatekeeping, or maybe telling the truth, maybe just an FTM. A lot of the higher up ones, I think, are not the intersex class. In my opinion, I think intersex is kind of like not the highest class, and the ones that are at the very tippy top, they're just cross-dressers. But that's just a guess. But I mean, they are the highest class down here in society, like the popular girls at school, and the ones that get the nice, easy jobs, models, porn stars are all part of this club. But I mean, then you see like Lady Gaga. Ones like that are really high up ones, do still have the original male equipment. And oftentimes the really high up men are actually women on T. So this just shows that Illuminated from the start, like, worked with, does it have it in here? Worked with Mother Teresa, volunteered with Mother Teresa, like picking out, oh, I want to go to this college because I want to work with that person. Just the person who wrote this Middlesex book is clearly upper crust. And I'm just going to end with this because I think it's just so weird. The collection, I mean, it's not weird if you know the truth, but it should make you scratch your head. If you're a normie and you don't know about any of this stuff, maybe this will make you think twice. The collection of memoirs inspired Geoffrey Eugenides to write Middlesex, believing that the memoir evaded discussion about intersex individuals' anatomy and emotions. Eugenides concluded that he would write the story that I wasn't getting from the memoir. Who makes you an authority on writing about intersex people? Oh, you're telling on yourself. You're a part of it. Yeah, like all famous people are a part of it. This is the whole this is why they do the finger, because they're all in on it, and it's mutually assured destruction. They don't out one another for being this, because they're all it. Well, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. God bless everyone.